So now we're going to go through our guided notes for this structure 3 with the verb and infinitive. So let's start by thinking about what rule can we write about how to work with verbs and infinitives. So we remember that this is just used so far when we're talking about things we like and don't like to do. So the rule is when talking about what you like or don't like to do, so when you're talking about what you like or don't like to do, you're going to use the conjugated verb aimer, adorer, or détester. I'm going to put this in a color just to color code this. So it could be aimer, adorer, or détester. And you're going to follow that with a verb in the infinitive, followed by a verb in the, and I'm going to put this in another color, infinitive. And the reason I'm doing this is going to help us track what part of the sentence I'm using. We also need to remember that negative sentences, the ne and pas, or the n apostrophe and pas, are going to surround that conjugated verb. And we're going to demonstrate that in this negative scenario. So let's get a few example sentences of things in the infinitive, those positive sentences. And I like to do this, I like to do that, you like to do this, versus those negative, I don't like, I don't hate sentences that use the ne pas. So in the affirmative you might say, nous, we've got our conjugated aimer, A-I-M, we've got the O-N-S ending, nous aimons. Then we've got our infinitive in orange. Nous aimons regarder. It's got the ER ending for that sentence. Nous aimons regarder les vidéos. We've got that in the plural. So we like to watch videos. You might have we'll use adorer here. Adore, and our ending is E. On adore, and what do we adore? Écouter, with our ER infinitive ending. Pandora, à l'école. We like to listen to Pandora at school, because we can't get any other streaming service for music. And our last sentence we're going to use, this one I think might be true for you guys. Les élèves, got our conjugated détester, déteste, their ENT ending because it's about more than one person. Les élèves détestent passer, and I'm sure you can guess what the ending here is. Les élèves détestent passer les examens. So students hate to take tests. So we've got our positive things here. So now let's talk a little bit about that negative, the negative sentences. We remember that for negative we're going to use ne pas or n apostrophe pas, and that's for when something starts with a vowel. And this is going to go around your conjugated verb aimer, adorer, or détester. And I'm going to write that as a note. So it goes around the, I'm going to put this in blue because you remember those blue verbs are conjugated. They match the subject. Conjugated verb. So we're going to kind of see this color coding really play out here. For example, something I don't like to do, or something some of my students might say about themselves, is je. Got our negative, our conjugated verb, aime pas. I don't like to. Je n'aime pas parler. I don't like to talk en classe. So some people are a little bit more timide. Ils n'aiment pas parler en classe. For our next example, we might say some people. Oh, we've got a cool subject here. Marie et moi. You might remember this grouping, a name grouping that includes moi. It's like the pronoun nous. So when we conjugate our verb, we're going to use the nous form. Marie et moi. We're going to use adorer here. So again, we've got our N apostrophe because adorer starts with a vowel. N'adore. We've got that group that includes moi, so we're going to use our O-N-S ending. N'adorons pas, nous n'adorons pas travailler après les cours. We don't like to work after school. Travailler. We've got the ER ending. Après les cours. We don't like to work after our classes, so after school. And our last example sentence that we're going to use here is going to be something that you might not hate. So, il ne déteste, and this one's conjugated, déteste, with our E-N-T, that silent ending. Il ne déteste pas. They might not hate buying school supplies. So we've got our infinitive, acheter, de fourniture scolaire. And what you might notice here will remind you of that last grammatical point we've gone over in class, that this is something plural, fourniture scolaire, that both N and S. And normally we would want to use de here, right? That D-E-S. But because this is a negative sentence, we remember that this must be de, just de. So, here we have a little bit about using our verb and our infinitive. We've got some color coding to show us that those verbs, aimer, adorer, and détester, they're going to be conjugated to match the subject of our sentence. Where the thing you like or don't like to do is that infinitive in orange is going to keep its ER ending. It is not going to match your sentence, just like we do in English. We like to watch videos. Nous aimons regarder les vidéos. And we remember in the negative that we are going to sandwich those negative markers, ne, pas, or an apostrophe pas. We're going to sandwich those right around our conjugated verb. So here that verb is shown in blue. For example, je n'aime pas parler en classe. And so what we can even do is we can think about what these sentences might look like in the negative. You're going to put the ne here, here, and here, or an apostrophe in those cases. You're going to put the pas between your conjugated verb and your infinitive.